대한민국 서울, 여기 청계천이 있습니다. 2005년 10월 1일 청계 고가도로에서 청계천이 된 이후 14년 동안 서울 시민들의 쉼터가 되어주고 있습니다. 그리고 그리스 아테네, 여기 다시 흐르기를 기다리고 있는 강이 있습니다. 바로 일리소스 강입니다. 한때 아테네에 흘렀던 세 개의 강 중 하나인 일리소스 강. 시민들의 생활하천으로 사용되기도 했지만 개발 논리에 밀려 일리소스 강은 복개되고 말았습니다.
Illisos was covered in two phases, starting 1930s, around 1930s, the rest of it 1950s and 60s, and it was thought to be a very prestigious project, upgrading the city, putting it in the metropolitan city maps. It was a
symbol of modernization.
Yeah, symbol of development. Yes, exactly. When it was covered, the situation was actually bad. It was filled with trash. It brought diseases. So this was actually covered because it removed a big problem from the city. They found several problems regarding the coverage of the stream of Illisos River.
In 2018, in one part of the Illisos that was newer, and they had done a parking over it, the concrete collapsed, and there was a car that fell.
After a huge flood, it collapsed. This caused Metro SA to start looking into the covered river, and they discovered problems here as well. So the ministry decided to stop the tram from passing here in order to avoid problems and start repairing the cover of the river. At that point, Anaplasis was formed and was beginning to bring proposals on the table in order to rethink Athens as a total. So the thought of uncovering the river and creating a path connecting downtown to the Singru Avenue, was not that big a deal to think about it. It was right there in front of us. So we started discussing it. Athens Anaplasis brought together a number of administrators who are interested in the project or in somehow relevant to the problem, in order to start a conversation. It's a big project, we know it's a big project, and it has a lot of work to be done. Right now we are still in the process of discussing the idea. What we want to do is continue this path, the auto bridge, which I'm going to show you, and then walk alongside the river, which goes to Singru Avenue and stops at the National Gallery of Contemporary Art. Yes. Also, with this project, we propose that the tram line moves from where it now is to Singru Avenue. Tram line won't have to do this in the S. It will go straight to Singru Avenue and then can be connected to Stavros Niarchos Foundation. And it's not connected to any public transport. So this is going to be a big opportunity for the foundation as well. So it really can be used, the project can be used to solve many problems.
You know, we're in a historical city, and that part of the city hasn't been destroyed below. It has been landfilled. And the river today exists 8 meters under this parking space. It's there. And you have the river, and you have a bridge, and you have the waterfall. So you don't only have, you're not only the nature, you're also daylighting the culture. And that's very important.
Acropolis is right behind us. Museum of Acropolis also is over there. It's close to you can close the network of connecting these cultural places. So connect them all together with Kalimarmaro Stadium.
The experience brings in the people that will enhance the economy because they have to eat, they have to drink. And this is important because this is a wealth that goes to the inhabitant and to the visitor. And in fact, like your experience in Korea, it's cheaper to reveal it than to fix it.
More and more people around the table, and not only this table, but also the local government table, are aware of the need of giving value back to not only to urban environment, but also to, especially to blue corridors and mixing them with green corridors and so on.
Here the rivers have water, but the water changes its level. And that's why it's important to keep these areas as natural areas, because they have vegetation, there's animals and plants that grow next to the river, there are good channels for airflow, and a great oxygen tank for the city.
일리소스강의 복원은 이곳의 자연뿐 아니라 원래의 장소성을 회복한다는 점에서 의미가 있습니다.
And there you have a sort of boulevard with dog parks, with things all over the road. And on the two sides you have lots of coffee shops, restaurants. There is a real life.
Even tales that we can get from people about their experiences, that they're still existing in every little corner here, what people remember. So this could be depicted in a very interesting way. And the river can be revived and even flowing before it flows, if you actually make the policy to do it.
Yes.